Another week has come and gone in the life of Nova Online, and a lot of the stuff he's done, well, you can expect it, like overindulging in a lot of takeout, complaining about trolls and his mother and his uncle, but other things you might not see coming, like the fact that Nova now has to go incognito, like go in disguise every time he wants to get on the bus now. And also, despite eating the copious amounts of food that we mentioned just a few seconds ago, Nova is not doing his reviews inside of restaurants anymore. He has gotten too afraid to be seen in public gorging on this food, so he's recording them now in his room, in his backyard, or a la Tofia and using a green screen to review the food after the fact. And this is all on top of Nova doing one of the dumbest things I think he possibly could have ever attempted to do. And he went ahead and did it. And that was him logging into Discord, and just about 2 weeks ago, going into the Discord channel of Jidion. Jidion, if you don't know, is a content creator who is mainly known for his predator catching. So Nova goes in there, and he pings Jidion and says, "Yo, I turned 21 in 2 months. Can I still apply to be a decoy? Sorry for the ping." And it's so creepy, right? Seeing somebody who's like a known internet predator trying to go into this guy who catches predators channel and be like, "Hey, I'm trying to help you out, bud. Let's take down the bad guys." Now, to put this into perspective a little bit, just like 6 months ago, Nova was talking to his 15-year-old co-host over DMs, telling them that "you're mine, you're my girl." He was being flirty with his co-host to the point where she just felt uncomfortable being around him. I thought it was one of the most sinister things Nova's ever done to talk to a 15-year-old like this, to be like, "You're my girl." And for her to be like, "No, I'm not, don't say that." And for him to just kind of, "Why not? Like, why are you not my girl?" And now he's in here. Now he's in here being like, "Yo, I turned 21 in 2 months. Can I still apply to be a decoy? Let's take down some pedos, bro." Doesn't work like that, Nova. And now he's taking the White Bowser or Cyrax approach and pretending that, "Oh, all this predator stuff, it never happened. I'm actually strictly anti-predator, and I'm gonna help people go after them," which is all well and good if you're not a predator yourself, Nova. And that's what makes these people some of the most creepy and the most, troubling online, because they don't understand that they are a problem. In Nova's head, he's like, "Oh shit, I did that. The whole internet knows, but I just have to pretend that everyone's a liar and deny, and block anybody who says that I am." And he tries to then just be like, "Hey, it's me, Nova the food reviewer. Nothing else to see here, guys. Just a food reviewer wearing sunglasses as to not get noticed in public. Why is that? I don't know. Definitely can't be for any of the shit I've done online in the past few years." And so that's basically what you're gonna see today. A man trying to LARP as somebody who's not a predator online, going about life and making TikToks while trying to beat into his own head to stay completely oblivious to anything the internet is saying about him. In his mind, they're all just talking about how great his Wingstop review is, not how creepy he was in his DMs with a 15-year-old. One of the biggest struggles in Nova's life right now is, of course, his everlasting job search. Nova is talking about how he's going through job withdrawal and how he desperately needs a new one to make some money, but he's not doing anything to find that job. He was ranting last week about his mom having the nerve to wake him up after only getting 6 hours of sleep. By God, the torture. And this week, he's just doing a lot of karaoke, doing a lot of food reviews, and as you'll come to see, buying a lot of unnecessary shit. I don't care what Nova does with his money, but to sit here and cry about not having any and going through job withdrawal in the process makes me go, yeah, maybe those packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards weren't so necessary. Maybe the Michael Jackson's Thriller on vinyl wasn't necessary. Maybe 2 prime ribs from 2 different restaurants wasn't fucking necessary. But in his mind, this is all for his content. People come to Nova to see the stuff he gets. People come to Nova to see the food he eats. And there's no other reason they come here. There's a few trolls here and there maybe, but for the most part, they're all just here to see all of his cool stuff. And this is all stuff, by the way, that's just going to inevitably end up in the giant trash pile in his room. You know, the one that he's been trying to clear out for weeks now with a snow shovel of all things. Every single item that is inside the vicinity of Nova's room will inevitably end up in that pile. So all those, the food containers of the food he gets, he just leaves it there in his room. Cans, empty cans and shit, it'll all just sit in his room for years to come and wallow away with Nova himself. So with that all finally being said, let's see what he's been up to on TikTok this week.
So I went to a Vietnamese restaurant after a job interview and the gym, and I figured that I would rate the food I had there. I would have filmed at the restaurant, but I did not feel comfortable filming inside. So here is the rating of the two things that I tried at that Vietnamese restaurant. First up was chashu pork with ginger and hot mustard sauce. It was pretty good. The pork was dry, but the hot mustard definitely made up for it. It was super good. 7.5 out of 10. Now this is beef brisket, and I think there was either chicken or pork in it. Pho. It came with like bean sprouts, daikon radish, basil, which wasn't good, cilantro, jalapeno, lots of stuff. And this was the best pho I've ever had. Super flavorful, and the meat was just so tender, and the rice noodles had the just perfect amount of chew to it. Easily a 9.5 out of 10. Anyways, Nova and Universe, I'm signing.
So I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that Nova's been getting a lot of weird looks when he does his reviews inside of a restaurant, and that has just become too much for him. I'd like to imagine that the chef came over and was just like, yo, yeah, like, knock it the fuck off. Like, a man with a palate as messed up and distorted as yours is should not be reviewing any types of food. But this is what Nova does. He thinks people are, like, kind of zoned in, like, holy shit, like, what does he think about the pork? What does he think about the pork? Because if it's good, I'm flying to Coeur d'Alene to get it. Nova then posted this picture. This isn't a TikTok, it's just a picture of half of his head looking over, kind of, just looking right at you, kind of creepy. But at the top there, you can see it says, I miss being employed. Nova misses it so much in fact that he hasn't looked for another job in weeks and has just been eating food on camera. It's very clear to me that he wants the food reviews, he wants his TikTok to be his full-time job, but considering what we talked about earlier, you know, the predator stuff, people aren't letting that happen. So he goes out and looks for another job, and it turns out that he has a terrible work ethic and gets fired from there shortly afterwards as well. But when he says these things, like, I miss being employed, like I'm going through job withdrawal, he says it just so people get off his back. He thinks if he says, oh, I'm trying, I miss having a job so much, I wish I could be out there in the workforce and not just sitting here gorging myself on prime rib, well then hopefully people will go, man, that guy is driven. We can see it in him. He really wants to get back out there and work. He definitely doesn't want to be sitting here showing off his little trinkets that he's making. But he does. He absolutely does just want to sit there and keep making his little bracelets. And that's something I haven't touched on in the video, but Nova has tried starting a business, a Paracord bracelet business, where he sells these bracelets to people that have no discernible quality other than, hey, it's a bracelet made by some online pedophile. And sadly, a few weirdos are buying these, and if you're one of those people, just know you're supporting a predator. So, and also, a brilliant point made by my co-host Kiwi Tapes every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on his channel for Too High for Stupid, our podcast, by the way. It'll be live tomorrow night. But he brought up the fact that Nova has a really bad habit of clicking links that he shouldn't. It's why Nova lost his original TikTok page that he so desperately wanted to get back. So all these people who have bought Nova's Paracords are going to be in for a very rude awakening the day he clicks on another link that he's not supposed to.
Hey 18 plus fans, so this is for interested buyers in the Paracord shop. What weaves do you want to see on the Paracord shop? Right now the only weave I'm selling is the Cobra weave, which is the easiest Paracord weave to do. So I'm trying to learn the fishtail, and I'm also trying to learn the snake knot and with the Mad Max closures. But the thing is, I'm having trouble with those weaves. So if you guys want me to hurry the hell up and learn the fishtail, I will. But for now, just let me know what weaves you want to see on the shop, and I'll practice them and nail them. Anyways, yeah. This is such a massive commitment to the shop, and if I add more weaves, I'm pretty sure sales are going to go through the roof. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think.
He starts a lot of his TikToks by saying, "Hey, 18 plus fans," and I don't know why he does that. Number one, considering he doesn't have any fans at all. Number two, considering like he believes he has this large group of fans who are under 18, and that's because it's all he talks to in Discord. And he'll go out of his way to have minors in his Discord, and when pressed on it, he won't even delete the server. Do you remember when that happened? People called Nova out a few months back for having a server with tons of minors in it, and he so desperately did not want to get rid of it, to the point where he just locked it down and said, well, you know, we'll keep it here for later use, which is such a creepy-ass thing to do. But in his mind, he looks like not a creep if when talking about serious stuff like his business ventures and his bracelet shop, when he's talking about that, he'll make sure to mention that this is only for 18 plus fans. But he has no problem talking to minors in his server about weird shit like diapers and age play. But he doesn't want you to think about that. He wants you to only worry about his Paracord shop, where he's selling these cheap little bracelets.
This is the double protein plate from Panda Express, and we're gonna try it. May I just mention, this thing is absolutely massive. I mean, look at how much chicken they gave me. Who do they think they are? That Hong Kong Express place in Westminster, LA? If you don't know who they are, they went viral for giving out absolutely massive portions in their meals. But before we try out the plate, let's try out this drink. It's a watermelon mango refresher. Very refreshing and not too sweet, which I like. Now the plate. We're not going to add any soy sauce to it to not divert the original flavor. But the sides, it comes with super greens. One of the most underrated things at Panda. And they would normally come with white rice, but I decided to get chow mein instead. I still think the fried rice is better, though. And now finally, the grilled chicken. Yeah, this double protein plate is so good for Panda. Also, guys, Nova Cord update coming within the next week, and I am very excited to announce it. Nova Universe is signing off.
So really, these food reviews, I guarantee you, are just an excuse to tell his mom, listen, I'm ordering like a double protein portion from Panda. And she's probably like, Gabe, you do not need that. You do not need to order out yet again. And he's like, oh my fucking God, Mom! I need to so that the internet can see my review on it. And honestly, I am 99% sure that's what his content is. This is all just one big excuse so his mom can't call him out for the large amounts of food that he keeps ordering to the house. Nova keeps saying he's going to the gym and, you know, he's doing a good job burning off the calories. However, he went to the gym last week, live streamed it, worked out for all of 8 minutes and ended the stream and said he'll do the rest of his workouts off camera. And now he's doing all of his workouts off camera. Because he doesn't want to show you that anymore. He has no problem showing you the food review videos and him eating them, but him going to the gym, something he's so driven and adamant to do, from his own mouth, by the way, he said that he wants to keep doing this gym journey. He gave up on that after 8 minutes. And, you know, it'd be fine if he's honest with himself, but to say, oh no, I'm continuing the journey off camera, is just bullshit. And that's all Gabe's content is. Lies. Like, this is not a food review. This is just a man having his dinner on camera and recording it so he has an excuse to eat it. It's as cut and dry as that.
Josephine placed a Nova Cord Paracord order. Let's ship it out. I call this the Pink and Hot Pink Attack. So, it's kind of a spoof on Pink and Black Attack, which was what Bret Hart was called. But hey, you got a pink and hot pink bracelet. This is abso-freaking-lutely beautiful. And I just love the way it turned out. And since your order got picked to be filmed, I'm throwing in a full-size keychain. Now, I would have done one of those little keychains that I normally put in for free, but I decided to be generous and give you a full-size one with a purple carabiner. This is going to Houston, and I am a huge fan of the Texans, but not the Astros. Screw the Astros. Oh, I almost forgot! The signed business card with my full signature. Stick that in there. That's what she said. Alright, Josephine, your order is on the way.
So I'm assuming you saw what these little bracelets look like now. They're just a bunch of rope tied together, and Nova is selling them online for, I believe, $15 to $20. Like, so he is overcharging people for a product that he isn't even making profit on. How does that even make sense? How can you even do that? How can you upcharge people and still not make profit? And it's because he's just the worst businessman of all time. Nova was taking inquiries for these bracelets over his email, and now his email is being flooded by people, and he can't use that anymore. So now he's got to find a new way to continue his Paracord business. He's trying so desperately to get this off the ground, but it's just not working. And like Nova said, once he can figure out how to do new knots and different ways to tie them, sales will go through the roof in his eyes. He also has business cards now that I don't know why anybody would want, just a Predator's signature. I'm assuming he's putting them in those places where you can go to restaurants and like try to get a free lunch if you put your business card inside the box. So yeah, I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. Like Nova's business cards are just so he can maybe get a free lunch one day. I can't imagine they're doing anything for his business, considering he's just putting them in packages that people already bought. But hey, I'm not a Paracord selling savant like Nova, so what do I know?
This karaoke video is for all the trolls who have played me in the past. Egan, Gary, Evelyn, everyone else in between. I'm fucking calling you out by name. That's right. Putting y'all on fucking blast for what everyone has done.
So Nova gets tired of all the slanderous trolls online calling him a predator because he can't handle it. Despite him like doing that stuff, you know, it being his own actions, how dare these people call him out for it? So Nova's gonna respond in the one way he knows how, with a karaoke video. And I know I can't play the song, but it's the one where he's like, "This is the part where I break free, 'cause I can't resist it no more." Like that song. He's singing that dedicated to all his trolls and really sticking it to them. That's actually, let me get in on a little hint here, guys. You know, everyone else watching the video, just go over there real quick while me and you go over here. Now listen, I'm actually not playing the song because it's such an epic burn from Nova. I mean, look at his hand signals. You know, if you're a troll of Nova's, if you don't like this guy, this song is really gonna hurt you. And that's why I'm not playing it, because it's just such a brutal takedown of all trolling. But all jokes aside, in his head, he does see this as some like massive, whoa, gotcha moment towards the trolls, or really anyone he doesn't like. He dedicated They Not Like Us to Jupiter and Andy Ditch the other week. I think in his own mind, he's about to school these people. Like he just watched Stomp the Yard, and he's about to show his shit. Like Nova, he's challenging people. He's putting them on blast with his epic karaoke skills, and he doesn't get that nobody gives a fuck, and they mainly just skip over these videos after hearing him sing the first few bars. I don't know though. Like I said, in his mind, these are just W after W, and they're racking up for Nova, but he's not seeing the results.
These don't have very much flavor to them, but anyways, let's try the strawberry. This might be a miss, y'all, but let's try it out. Hit him.
Is he eating Tide Pods? What is happening here? Why is he coughing so horribly? What are these things? He's biting into them, and then a fluid is leaking out into his mouth. Look, maybe I'm not hip. Maybe I'm not down with the TikTok scene like Nova is, and he's like getting to enjoy all these cool Korean candies that I'm never going to get to. But apparently in 2020, people were doing this stuff, and if there's going to be a lot of people in the comments probably going like, "Smokey, how do you not know what that is?" But I don't. And Nova is saying that they're all hits, apparently except for this one, because this one almost made him cough up a lung. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of my takeaway from this. I don't know what Nova's doing here. Looks like he's just biting on balloons, like maybe there's a fish in that bag. Like you get one from the county fair, you know, you get a fish in a bag. Maybe he swallowed the fish. That's what I'm going to go for here. He is Neptunic, by the way. He does love to swallow fish.
That went down the back of my throat! Mayo overload! Fuck! That one busted so hard in my mouth. Made it feel so weird in my mouth that it made me a little grossed out.
Nova posted this out of fear of TikTok shutting down, which, if anyone was curious, TikTok was apparently going to shut down again on April 5th. However, it got another 75-day extension. That app is going nowhere. But Nova was very, very nervous about this, and he posted, "At this point, I wonder if I'm even worth anything. No job wants to hire me. I might be losing my only fucking source of income on the 5th, and generally, I'm about to just give up." So Nova's been doing this a lot lately, these sympathy baiting posts, and really, he's just sad at the moment, you know? He's like, oh, what am I gonna do? Let me run to TikTok and try to get a few people to feel bad for me. And we've seen him do this when, a few months ago, Nova was going through it and saying that, too much was going on in his mind, he was having like a mental breakdown, and who did he run to on Discord to talk to about this? A minor, of course. He was in some minor's DMs being like, oh, I'm gonna end it all. I can't believe all this shit going down. And he's putting this all on some kid. And he does it here, and he's hoping somebody responds to him, when really he's just gonna be back to posting a food review the next day. Taking care of your mental health is serious, and if any of you guys are out there, talk to somebody. But Nova's saying this when the last time he had like a breakdown and ran to a child to vent about it. It's really weird. And your complaint about no job wanting to hire you, it really solely falls on you. Yes, I don't doubt that trolls try to call his jobs and shit like that, but at the same time, he's made it known before that his lack of work ethic is what keeps him from keeping these jobs. But he always posts this shit like it's some real serious thing when it's like, dude, it's about TikTok going away. And last week you posted one that was about your mom waking you up after 6 hours. Like, to complain about the life you're living is like, if people have it so much worse than you. So much worse. Like, they're in situations that they only wish they could get out of. And you are just some predator online who's mad about TikTok going away. Like, you do not have it bad at all. Stop fucking complaining. But do you guys want to know the way Nova copes with the little struggle he has in his life? Well, that's by buying a bunch of unnecessary shit. I talked about it in the beginning of the video, and it's not only food, but it's items as well, including what you're about to see here, because maybe Nova truly is going through job withdrawal, because the item he's been picking up a lot of, to me, and I can guarantee to you as well, will not make sense.
Alright, so I gained a weird quirk about 6 months ago. I've been collecting Walmart vests. So this is the first one I ever got from a Walmart neighborhood market. This one was one I bought off eBay. Bought this one off eBay. And it also has one of my name tag that I bought off of Etsy. And then it also has a name tag from when I used to work at Walmart. This one is the one that I actually wore working at Walmart. I ended up customizing it quite a bit while I was working there. And I also have another one of these vests and another one of these plain vests. Why did I keep my old work uniform? I have no freaking idea, because I hate the Walmart that I worked at, and I'm boycotting it for another month because of how they treated me. They treated me like utter shit and like I was disposable. Anyways, got an interview tomorrow. Need to get some sleep. Hey, Nova Kadri, I'm signing off.
What? What was that TikTok? Like, there was so much going on there. Firstly, where are you getting these extra Walmart, like, vests and shit? Like, I get where you got the one because you would work there in the past, but are you going to thrift stores and buying these? Are these just readily available to buy at Walmart? How are you getting all of these? And why are you getting them? I know you say it's a weird quirk, but, I mean, that's one of the weirdest quirks. And to do all this while you're boycotting Walmart? You're so against them that you will not go to their stores, but you will gladly have tons of their shirts and things that remind you of that store right there in your room for you to see all day. I wonder what they did to Nova. Again, he feels like he's the victim in every single situation he's in, and as we've mentioned numerous times, has a very lousy work ethic. So in his mind, I feel like he was just sitting around, probably dicking around on his phone, and they were like, Nova, get the fuck back to work. You're not doing anything here, man. You're like useless. And he was like, how dare they? How dare they just discount me like that? Treat me like I'm nothing, while I'm sitting right here manning down the fort. This TikTok made absolutely no sense. I don't know why Nova has this like affinity to collect these things, but he does, and he's got quite a bit of them. And I think he wears them in public sometimes, kind of like as a badge of honor to be like, look at my sick Walmart vest. Aren't you impressed and or jealous?
Liberty Orchards is a local company in my area that went out of business during COVID in 2020. Well, they came back not too long ago, and I had never had their stuff before. So today, I got their dessert delights, and we're going to be trying them out. They have 4 flavors: cherry almond crunch, classic lemon bar, cranberry orange sorbet, and apple pecan pie. We're going to be trying 2 of them in today's video, and 2 of them in the video about a week later. And before I try these, I wanted to let you know that this is one of the color combos you can get on my Paracord.
Nope.
Okay, and looking at these, look like they're packed up like those Valentine's chocolates. Anyways, we're going to start off with the lemon bar. That feels so weird. I mean, it tastes good, it's just the outside, like, powdered sugar made it feel so weird in my mouth that it made me a little grossed out. I got an idea. When I try the cherry almond crunch, tap off some of the excess. Now let's try. That one was a little bit better. The almond like overpowered everything. And since I tapped off that powdered sugar, it didn't feel too weird in my mouth. That's what she said. So, I'm gonna rate the lemon bar a 5 out of 10, and the cranberry almond crunch gets a 6.5 out of 10. Liberty Orchards, I ain't impressed that much. No Fine Universe, signing off.
So imagine you were a locally owned business in the Coeur d'Alene area, and around 2020 you had to close up shop because of everything going on, and you were finally able to open up again, and you're able to put your product back onto shelves, and here comes fucking Gabe. Here comes the food connoisseur himself to go, oh wow, they're back, and I can try their little candies. And he does it for the world to see, and he just... a 5 out of 10, a 6.5 out of 10. He always gives ratings like around this margin. I feel like it's always usually a 7.5 out of 10, and if he doesn't like it, it's just a bit lower, and it doesn't really get much higher either. The 9.5 out of 10 he gave earlier to the beef he was trying kind of knocked me on my ass. I was surprised he did that, because the only thing to ever get a 10 out of 10 is Dr. Pepper. So he's a very staunch critic, is Gabe, and you're not gonna, like, unless you're providing him with the best, you're not gonna get the best review. And it's crazy to me for him to be such a perfectionist that really he's never given anything but Dr. Pepper the 10 out of 10. What? That's a pretty fucking wild scale. And then, ladies and gentlemen, April 1st rolled around, and Nova decided, wow, it's April Fool's Day. I may as well prank somebody. And he did. Do you want to take a wild guess who Nova decided to prank on April Fool's Day? Well, I would like to say his audience, but really, it was him. He was the victim of his own April Fool's Day prank. I think that he believed what he thought he was about to give people was going to make people so happy, when in actuality, the fact that the joke in question was just that, just a joke, made people very happy. Because Nova wanted you to believe he got his old TikTok back. And, he didn't. He didn't get it back. And, joke's on us, I guess.
Oh my god. Like, I'm still in shock about what happened this morning. like I'm recording this at 6 a.m. in the morning. I got an email from TikTok at like 3 a.m. I'm absolutely freaking out right now. So guys, you won't believe what happened. So, you know how about a year ago my account got hacked by this guy called Razor? And, I like completely lost control. Like, you know, this is not a drill, this is not a fucking drill, that video. That was because my account got hacked. Hey guys, I just got an email from TikTok saying that they have reinstated that account and have gave me access back to it. Oh boy, like this is like an exciting moment. Like the account that kick-started my TikTok career, I finally have access to it again. And this is just absolutely insane. I thought I would never get it back. And so, with my last video on this account, I have one last statement to say. What's today's date? Novine Universe, signing off.
And at that moment, I broke my computer. I was just like, no, like, no, I was so happy for Nova to be able to have a much bigger reach than he has right now. His old page has, I believe, hundreds of thousands of followers, if not millions. I'm not sure exactly how much he had, but he wants that page back so badly. And he thinks that if he gets it back, other people would be hyped too, when that is the furthest thing from the truth. Like, nobody wants Nova to have more ways to contact kids than he has right now. Giving him a page back with hundreds of thousands of more followers that he can talk to, yeah, that's not the move, TikTok. So at the beginning of the next TikTok Nova does, can we just talk about the ferocity of the slap here, like the clap he does, like the look on his face and all? He's so much more driven. But he's here to answer more questions people have about his Paracord shop, which, let me just tell you, nobody has any questions about this. Nova is just, he's pulling these out of thin air. There's not, even on this post he made right here, there's not one comment asking about the shop. He just wants to make TikToks about what he thinks people are asking him. And not just what he thinks, but what he like really wants them to say. Because when he looks in his comment section and sees people just calling him out for being a predator and stuff, he hates that. The other day, Nova put up a post talking about how he had hit 100,000 followers yet again on TikTok. And I love how the top comment, the number one most liked comment, just says, "How's the job search going?" And you know that drives him nuts. Nova would love for that comment to say, "Oh my God, Gabe, you did it. All your hard work has paid off, and now you are here at 100,000 followers." And it's like, it's just people asking about his job search, people calling him pudgy. Not one single question about his Paracord shop. The only question they ask about the Paracords themselves are if they are edible. And Nova will continue to say, no, they are not. Which, I don't know. Man. They look pretty edible to me.
Everything I ate yesterday at Olive Garden. This was the strawberry passion fruit lemonada. This was cash. It was so delicious. But not enough sparkling water because it said it had it in it, but I didn't taste any bubbles. Obviously, I had to get the salad. It was cash. I ended up downing 2 bowls of the salad. Next up was the stuffed ziti. This was cash. Although, I wasn't a big fan of the Alfredo, but the 5-cheese marinara was so good. And this was the last thing I had. This was a angel hair pasta with creamy mushroom sauce and grilled chicken. Now, need I say, this was absolutely cash. I mean, look at all that chicken and cheese that my server put on it. Now, I would have filmed myself trying this, but I wasn't comfortable filming myself in the restaurant around all those people. So I just took pictures of it and told you my experience. Now, before I go, TikTok may be banned in a couple days, so if you still want to follow my content, go ahead and follow me.
Yeah, now we're cool on that, but yet Nova is saying that basically everything he had at Olive Garden was cash. Cash. Is that his new thing? It's cash. It's all I know is all that food did not look like cash. I went to Olive Garden a few weeks ago, and I will tell you, my experience there was not cash. For one, where the fuck did the Caesar salad go? Like, I'm sorry, to have some random house salad that doesn't have the Caesar dressing, like, when I would go to Olive Garden as a kid, that's what I would get as my meal, a chicken Caesar salad. I fucking loved that thing. And they don't even got Caesar on the menu no more. Shame on you. Shame on you, Olive Garden. The chicken parm was decent at best, you know. The breadsticks came out after we were done the meal. So I can't say I'm a big Olive Garden guy myself anymore, but Nova here, he's doing it again. He's not reviewing the food in the restaurant. He's eaten it, he's had some time to evaluate it, and now he's talking about it when he's back home. I think it's very telling about where the future of these food reviews are going, because Nova's he doesn't even have the balls to do them out in public anymore. And as you're about to see right here, he will go outdoors, but he won't go much further than his backyard, because ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite a while, but it's time for Shot NATO.
Might be my last time ever doing this. Welcome back to Shot NATO. One of the series that I used to do on TikTok that got me where I am today is Shot NATO. I started filming this just after I got fired from my job at the French onion soup place. So, and a whole can of Mountain Dew started it off. This time, we're doing a can of Warhead soda. This shit is literally death in a can. I already know what I want on my tombstone. We got the keys. Alright. If these are my last words, see you on the other side. Can I get a French onion soup, please? Oh, fuck! That is sour! You guys say? Didn't expect less from Warhead soda. I'm gonna head back inside, it's fucking freezing. No Vine Universe, signing off. Might be my last time ever doing this. Welcome back to Shot NATO. One of the series that I used to do on TikTok that got me where I am today is Shot NATO. I started filming this just after I got fired from my job at the French onion soup place. So, and a whole can of Mountain Dew started it off. This time, we're doing a can of Warhead soda. This shit is literally death in a can. I already know what I want on my tombstone. We got the keys. Alright. If these are my last words, see you on the other side. Can I get a French onion soup, please? Oh, fuck! That is sour! You guys say? Didn't expect less from Warhead soda. I'm gonna head back inside, it's fucking freezing. No Vine Universe, signing off.
Yeah, I don't know. That would just do a number to my stomach, I feel like. A Warhead soda, like knowing how just acidic it is, and I'll give Nova that. It must be pretty sour. I can't blame him for having that face at the end of the video there. But look, I was never a real shotgunner with beer myself. You sure as shit would never catch me doing it with a fucking soda. But it seems like Nova has some success with this series. As you can see on screen right there, 29,000 likes on TikTok with his Shot NATOs. But I feel like they do too much to Nova too. Probably feels like shit after doing one of these, so you're not going to see him so often. But then we get to Nova's Incognito video, where he's wearing a pair of sunglasses and trying to be in disguise for whenever he goes on the bus.
Guys, it's me. I just have this disguise on so no fuck asses will recognize me, because there's been a lot of trolls that have recognized me on the bus lately. I'm in public right now, so. Anyways, I got this Nutella turnover from a local bakery called Sebastian's. This was $3, and I'm gonna see if it is worth it. There's a little view for you all. Alright, let's try this out. Bon appetit.
I don't know what it is about this video, but it's very Christian-y to me. Like him trying to to try to hide himself so trolls don't come up to him in public. And I don't know if these are actual trolls coming up to Nova or just people recognizing him from his TikTok, but he's getting intercepted by these fuck-athith nonetheless. And I love how even in this you can see him. He's looking over his shoulder. He's trying to review this pastry in peace, and he just can't do it. There, he did it again right there. He is very paranoid anymore. Now, I don't think anyone's going to run up to Nova on the street and do anything, but also this is like a product of you continuing to be on the internet and document your everyday life, showing where you are and what restaurants you go to, while also being somebody that people detest, while being somebody that is known to have talked to kids before. And like, it could be so easy. He could just get off the internet and all this shit would stop and fuck-asses wouldn't be noticing him, but those fuck-asses are going to continue noticing Nova as long as he keeps making videos, especially like this, where he's doing, like, he thinks he's like hiding himself, but he's doing nothing but drawing attention to him. Those big-ass white sunglasses would be the first thing you notice before you noticed his chin, and then you'd know right away it's Nova.
The Minecraft movie / McDonald's collab has finally come out, and we're gonna try it. Let's start with the drink. I got an orange Fanta. One of the most underrated sodas in the game. 9 out of 10. Now the fries. Nothing special, just your average Mickey D's fry. But before I try the Nether Flame sauce and the nuggets, I wanted to let you know that this is one of the...
Yeah, never that.
Alright, and now nuggets with the brand new Nether Flame sauce. Woo! Holy shit, that's spicier than I imagined. Damn! I don't know what kind of peppers they're using in this sauce, but they're pretty damn spicy. That's just what I hate about vinegar-based sauces. They're just way too spicy. Anyways, I'll give the Nether Flame sauce a 6 out of 10. It just really caught me by surprise. Novine Universe, signing off.
He has an incredibly dramatic reaction to trying that nether sauce for the chicken nuggets, and honestly, I feel like this is something Nova has reviewed like many times in the past. Like, McDonald's seems like something he's eaten on camera so many times, and just because it comes in a Minecraft box, now he thinks it's a different type of review. I don't know, I call some shenanigans on this one. He didn't even show what toy he got. Like, how can I take him serious if he's not even going to show the toy? Even DSP showed the toy. But it's not just low-end food like McDonald's that Nova is reviewing. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, he also likes to indulge in some finer cuisine, like maybe a prime rib here and there, and maybe 2 prime ribs from 2 different restaurants, because that's exactly what he did when he pitted 2 prime ribs against each other in what I can only assume was a video made so that he could eat 2 prime ribs.
Texas Roadhouse versus Black Angus Steakhouse. Which one has the better prime rib? First, Texas Roadhouse, plain. Texas Roadhouse is the best out of the 3 major steakhouse chains. And before I try the Challenger, I just want to let you know that
Too High for Stupid is actually live tonight. Earlier in the video I said tomorrow, but then this video got pushed back a day, so Nova wanted to let you know that, I wanted to let you know that, and no one gives a shit about his Paracord shop.
now the Challenger, Black Angus, they overcooked this. Very different taste profiles. Texas Roadhouse's is more fatty and more juicy, while however Black Angus has a more defined, like, pepper flavor. Also, the fat does not taste good on Black Angus's. Your winner, and still the champion of prime rib, Texas Roadhouse. Novine Universe, signing off.
So that just seemed unfair. I mean, it seemed like Texas Roadhouse had the win in the bag from the beginning of the video when you said it was your favorite out of the 3 major steak chains. And I gotta say, for a food reviewer, those were some pretty tame, like, examples. Those were some pretty easy reviews. Anyone could have done that, saying that one steak was more peppery. Like, they probably put more pepper on it, no shit. And then the other one had better tasting fat. I don't like the fat on any steak, so I can't get behind that, but yeah, I'm sorry, this just screams I needed an excuse to get 2 steaks tonight. 1 steak was not enough to fill me up, so I wanted to get 2. And not only did I want to get 2 steaks, but I wanted to get them from 2 different places, so this is the excuse I made. A dual video versus each other, 1 steak pitted against the other one, and now I can get a steak from both places, and Mom can't be mad at me. Hope she doesn't find the ribs and loaded fries that I ordered as well that I'm not going to show on camera.
Got no time to make bruschetta from scratch? Well, I'm going to show you how to make it in 30 minutes or less.
I know what bruschetta is, but like I always heard it pronounced as bruschetta. And maybe I'm the uncultured one here, but the amount of times Nova says bruschetta in the next minute is going to make you despise that word and just wish he was saying bruschetta.
So first off, you're gonna want to start with your bruschetta mix. Now, you don't have any basil. I don't have any basil at the moment, so I apologize. But I do got a tomato and fresh garlic. Now, personally, you will need some olive oil, but I do prefer avocado oil. I'd say there's enough tomatoes for a single serving of bruschetta. And now, about 2 cloves of garlic. I'd say that's enough garlic. Now, add a tiny bit of our oil. I know every single Italian is going to berate me now. I don't have balsamic vinegar, but I think malt vinegar should be a good substitute. Guys, I don't have any balsamic vinegar right now, or olive oil. And I needed to make a video. And then, for the quick and easy bread, right now I've got some garlic bread, frozen garlic bread, because let's say you don't have the time to make the baguettes. So, and I don't have a baguette at home right now, so this is the best I can find. 400 degrees, 6 minutes on each side. This smells almost exactly like bruschetta mix. So I guess you could call this like a poor man's bruschetta, because you don't have like everything needed for it. I just now realized I forgot to add salt and pepper to the bruschetta mix. Let me do that now. Alright, that's done. Let's assemble our mix. First, take one of the pieces, rub some garlic over it. Then we add the bruschetta mix.
I'm picking up something. A slight irregularity. It could be a rupture in the event horizon.
Put it on screen.
And then we top it off with some more salt. And that, my friends, is poor man's bruschetta. If you don't have like all the simple ingredients, if you don't have all the expensive ingredients, this is how you do it. Now let's try it out. Bone apple teeth. That is surprisingly good. You get a little bit of tang from the malt vinegar, and it's very, very garlicky. I like this, but I think I prefer more authentic bruschetta, of course.
He literally had like none of the stuff to make his bruschetta, but as he said, he needed to make a video, so he made poor man's bruschetta. And you know, I'm going to assume it tasted just like a bunch of tomatoes on a piece of bread, but that was some fine poor man's bruschetta that Nova made in his own mind, and who am I to say it any differently, because I'm not the one here making bruschetta. Hell, I've never even made bruschetta. It's a wild word.
So, it's been years since I've had Costco's rotisserie chicken, so I figured I'd give it a try for a video. For the first time, probably since pre-COVID. I feel sorry for you if you've never had this chicken. It's some of the best in the whole game. And only at $4.99. It's some of the best chicken out there for the best budget price. Let's try this out. Bone apple teeth. Mmm. Mmm. Perfectly juicy, perfectly seasoned. Honestly, it's one of the perfect rotisserie chickens out there. No wonder these things are lost leaders, because those things are fucking perfection. And I don't know how they do it. Perfect every single time. 10 out of 10. No Vine Universe. signing off.
So now Nova has resorted to eating rotisserie chickens on camera, and don't worry, he will let you, and I will let you as well, hear all the sounds of the juiciness and the tenderness of the chicken as Nova chews it. And also, if you haven't noticed, he's wearing his main event Jey Uso shirt again. It's one of the 4 or 5 shirts Nova wears every month. He wears one for a week at a time, and it's of course the Jey Uso shirt's time to shine again. I think he favors wrestling shirts so much because they look just like that, you know? It's a black shirt with a bunch of designs on it, and it makes it so that when he spills stuff on his shirt and has stains, it's really hard to tell. So Nova's trying to move away from food reviews, if you haven't been able to tell. I know it's been pretty hard to gather that from what we've been watching, but Nova has been saying that he doesn't want to do this that much anymore. You know, the food's becoming too much for him, which that's a lie. He loves the food. It's the money part of it. But, I mean, he somehow scrounges enough to get these 2 prime ribs at a time. So he's trying new avenues of content, such as movie reviews. So in this TikTok you see right here, well, again, it's not a TikTok, it's just a picture of Nova posted on his TikTok. He says, first film review coming soon. Take a guess at what it is in the comments. Look for clues in the video. So people looked around for clues, and I think the people in the comments, I think they figured out what video. So what movie Nova's reviewing, and it's seemingly unanimous across the board that Nova is reviewing Cuties, that creepy movie from a few years ago. And like, it wasn't just the first few people too. Most of the comment section was saying, yeah, it's got to be Cuties. That's the only movie like someone like Nova would enjoy. But Nova actually revealed it's Pitch Perfect, which. It's better than Cuties, but I feel like they were definitely thinking the right way, knowing the kind of guy whose TikTok this is, you know? And then Nova posted one of the weirdest TikToks I've ever seen. And it was really just a shot at good old Uncle Drew, Nova's uncle who he absolutely hates. And in this TikTok here, you are going to get to see a little bit of Nova's frustration. What did Uncle Drew do to piss you off this bad? Like, what is he doing? It looks like he's fondling a ghost. I don't know what these hand motions are. It's supposed to be manifestation with all the finger movements and shit. But yeah, he wants you to not have an uncle like his. And I feel like if Uncle Drew just had a cool nephew, maybe he wouldn't be such a salty prick all the time. Maybe if you weren't like such a predator, he wouldn't be so like pissed off to be around you. I don't know, that's at least my 2 cents. But Nova makes sure to give that little manifestation spell he's doing on screen right now over and over to let people know that Uncle Drew is not a good man, and you do not want an uncle like him. It was probably just some minor argument they got into over Monday Night Raw or some shit, and Nova, it really pissed Nova off. But that's really what we got for this week. Nova's been posting a shit ton of them TikToks. He's mad about a bunch of people, more specifically Uncle Drew, though, at the end there. And it's always just gonna get weirder with this guy. So next week I'll be sure to cover him again, and we'll continue covering this little creepy bastard till he's in jail. So, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as you can when watching Nova TikToks. It's very hard, I know. And remember, stop by Kiwi Tapes' channel at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight for the Too High for Stupid podcast. I'm sure you guys will enjoy the show. We got a lot to talk about, especially with Tofia calling me out the other day. That was weird. And yeah, we'll cover all that and more, and I hope to see you guys there later on. Remember to follow me on Twitter as well, at SmokeyMcC. And until I see you guys in the next one, take care, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.